Happy game day, Sooner Nation. Welcome to the Sooner Surge for another edition of Sooner Surge Game Time, coming at you here on a Saturday morning. OU versus Houston, 6:45 kick on the SEC Network tonight. Guys, before we get started, make sure you check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. Great apparel, and now they have the great OU, the hats upside down Longhorn. Check it out. Check out their Shirt of the Month Club. Use code SURGE for 10% off your first 3 months. Weather's going to be a little cooler tonight. Great night for football, and a great night for OU to come out on offense and make a statement, guys. Opening thoughts.
Yeah, I'll start it with Oklahoma's offensive line has to be much better than what you saw a week ago against Temple, one of the worst teams in FBS, playing a Houston defensive line that's not great. 195 yards rushing allowed against UNLV. Lost that game 27-7 at home in H-Town a week ago. So that's I think that's the one thing offensively. There's also the third down conversion rate. We talked about it over the past week. I mean, Oklahoma was 1 of 12 against Temple. That is not going to lead to wins in the SEC. It's a non-conference game this time of the year to get things right because, oh, by the way, Tennessee's in town 2 weeks from today. So they have to find something to kind of establish a rhythm as they head into that game. And I think it starts at the offensive line of, is it going to be a different line that is trotted out there? I don't know. I guess we'll see. 6:45 on SEC Network.
Yeah, I'm with you. Offense, I think defense will play well, I think. Offensively, to me, it's about establishing an identity under Seth Luttrell. What is his identity going to be? You all knew what Lincoln Riley's was. You knew what Jeff Lebby's was to an extent for 2 years he was there. Now it's time for Seth Luttrell to make it his own. And I know it's Houston. I know they just played Temple, but you're in game 2. Pretty soon you'll be in game 10. Okay, you can't. I don't think you can wait around anymore and quote vanilla, whatever it is. I think they need to go out there and show some stuff and show what this offense is, and really make an impression. Just for anything, even for the confidence as they head into other games. I mean, you can't be going into Tennessee not being very confident on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm watching that, and I'm also watching. Believe it or not, I'm watching the kicking game because I want to see if was game 1 a fluke or is Tyler Keltner really, really good. He won SEC Player of the Week, the first SEC Player of the Week. Hopefully,
Willie Fritz guys can coach football. That's one thing I know, and they had an abysmal performance at home against UNLV. The difference is they benched Donovan Smith, a guy who, in my opinion, is pretty turnover prone. Backup comes in and plays significantly better than Donovan Smith. However, this is a different environment. To me, we've seen time and time again where a backup comes in the middle of a game, they perform well, they get to start the next week, and they look a shell of themselves. I think that's something to keep an eye on. And I think OU will definitely have multiple turnovers and another high sack performance in this game. And everyone's attention, if you're a Sooner fan, is on those 5 guys in the trenches up front on offense. They want to see if there's personnel changes. They want to see schematically if there's going to be anything different in the run game. And that's something to keep our eye on. But I expect OU's offense to kind of shut up some of the naysayers and open it up a little more on the playbook. I expect to see the ball aired out. And when I say aired out, I'm not saying 50 times. I'm saying actual longer passes made. They may still only throw it 21, 25 times, but I think they're going to go down the field a little more. That's what I'm looking at. Hey, guys, let's get to it. Sooner standouts on offense, defense, and special teams.
Offensively, I'm going to go with Jackson Arnold. Again, a Houston defense that's, they're a lot of new there. I mean, Willie Fritz taking over as head coach, 2 returning starters on the defensive side of the ball. Again, they never really had a chance a week ago against UNLV. Go offense with Brennan Marion. but UNLV was having their way. So I'm going to go Jackson Arnold for offense. I think he's going to have another big game. I mean, really, other than a few missed, it was really more drops than anything in the incompletion department for Jackson Arnold. 4 touchdowns against Temple. I think that continues. Defensive side of the ball, I think it's easy to go with, but Danny Stutzman, again, this Houston offense they scored 7 points a week ago, and that was with Uiale taking over on the final drive of the game. He found Joseph Manjack for 7. That's, I think, something to monitor. Donovan Smith, good quarterback, but 3.9 QBR a week ago. I think Danny Stutzman's going to feast on it. And special teams, I mean, he just won SEC Special Teams Player of the Week. Give me Tyler Keltner. I think it's not a fluke, Jay. I know you raised that question earlier. I think Tyler Keltner continues to show why he's the starting kicker at OU and show OU fans that they have a kicker in Norman.
Hunter, you mentioned Uiale. I think he's going to play quite a bit in this game. I mean, because they looked a lot better when he came in the game the other day. But offensively, we just had Daniel Brooks on last night, was on the live with us, talking about Javonte Barnes. I'm going Javonte Barnes. I am under the impression with DeMarco Murray being back in the saddle with the running back coach that I think they're probably going to play 3 guys. They might play 4, but I think they're going to give more carries to those 3. And I think Javonte Barnes, that run he had that Daniel was talking about, it was impressive. I mean, he got grabbed by the shoulder, ripped around the edge, and then made that cut. I think he looked good to explode. I think Javonte Barnes offensively. Defensively, Billy Bowman. I think Billy Bowman may get his first pick 6 of the season. I think he's going to have an outstanding game. And guys, you ready for this? Special Teams Player of the Week, Billy Bowman. Billy Bowman going with them defense and special teams.
Great minds think alike, Jay. We have the twin power, but I'm not going to use the same ones, even though I definitely wanted to go Javonte Barnes and definitely wanted to go Billy Bowman. I'm going to change mine up. But real quick on the running backs. If Sawchuck, Barnes, and Taylor Tatum can be as impressive as I know we think they can be, that is a triple threat that will be very impressive heading into the SEC, because that's 3 guys that really all 3 are different, but they're also I think have the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and do some things in the passing game as well. I'm going to change mine. Then my offensive Sooner standout guy is going to be a Deion Burks. I don't know why I wouldn't go with him since no one has. All he does is make plays entire game, either short, long. Guys, think about this. 3 TDs last week. I don't think he ran a route over 10 yards. Think about
the first touchdown. The first touchdown was
down the middle of the field,
but
seam route.
It was about a 12-yard pass, wasn't it?
I think it was a little bit longer.
But the point is, he's kind of stayed underneath a lot. I think he's going to get downfield more. I think his yards are going to be way up. He may not have 3 TDs, but I think his yards are going to be up. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with the guy again. How can you not go with Kendall Dolby? Someone who's significantly been one of the best players on this defense. Even last week, he hobbled through some things, kept making plays, was furious when he thought he had missed a play, and ends up OU does get the deflection and interception on that play. I mean, this guy is treating every play like it's the biggest, most important play of the game. That he is so locked in right now. Kendall Dolby's my defensive standout. And on special teams, I'm going to go Peyton Bowen since you went Billy Bowman. I think they're going to have a punt return. I don't know which guy it's going to be, but it's going to be either Peyton Bowen or Billy Bowman. I'm going to go Peyton Bowen. Guys, not as great of games on the national landscape this week, but still some really good ones. Let's start with one of OU's opponents in a couple weeks, the Tennessee Volunteers, with a little road test as they head to play North Carolina State. Nico has his first road kind of environment. What are your thoughts here? Who do you got?
Yeah, first road environment for Nico, but I think it's going to be all about the Vols. playing North Carolina State, team that struggled a week ago. Grayson McCall, quarterback for the Wolfpack. I think Tennessee is a very good team that's going to be undefeated heading into that matchup in Norman in 2 weeks.
I think Tennessee wins this game close. I think it's a close game. I think I saw a stat that maybe on the ESPN ticker tonight or last night that NC State averaged 37.8 seconds in between snaps. So they hold on to the ball. So that might slow things down in that Heupel offense if I saw that right. So I'm going to pick Tennessee in a close game.
Yeah. NC State does not have the firepower to be able to score with Tennessee. I think Tennessee's defense is too much for their offensive attack, but I am with you. I think Nico struggles a little bit, fights through some things, but I think they win probably 15 or so. Next game, guys, I would say the highlight game of the day. It's Texas Longhorns versus Michigan Wolverines, two blue blood programs in the big house, Ann Arbor. Who do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I've said it now, I think for a very long time over the last few months of the season or off season, of throughout the lives, all of that we've done over the last few months between football season. I think Texas goes into the big house, and I think they win by double digits. Again, it's not the same Michigan team that was there a year ago. Offensively, Davis Warren, great story, rooting for the kid. But I just don't think he's going to be able to get it done against a team like Texas at home. I think Texas goes in there. Quinn Ewers, Steve Sarkisian gets a big win on the resume, a top 10 win in week 2.
I've had Texas by 10 all off season. That's down to 3 right now. I'm going to stick with Texas. I'm not going to change my pick, even though every hour that gets closer to this game, I'm leaning Michigan. Michigan's defense is going to give Texas some trouble, I think, in the big house. They got dudes. They got NFL dudes on that defensive team, and I think they're going to give them some struggles. So I'm going to stick with Texas, but by 3.
Both teams have dudes. There's one thing that I think significantly swings the scale, tips the scales in the favor of the Longhorns, and that's experience. Sharon Moore, guys, this is his – I mean, he can make a massive statement here with the win against Texas. But Steve Sarkisian has been a head coach, has played on the road in tough environments. We saw last year Quinn Ewers and company went to Tuscaloosa and got it done. They've been there before. They still have that taste of the playoff and losing. I think they definitely want to make a statement. I got Texas in a close one by 8. And now that brings us to OU Houston, guys. What is your score prediction for this game?
Yeah, Houston, very underwhelming in week 1. 27-7 loss at home against UNLV, 7 points game, final possession of the game. I think Oklahoma keeps the streak alive. They get 2 in a row, not allowing a touchdown. Oklahoma wins big, 42-3.
I'm going to go OU. Same score as week 1, 51-3. I think defense plays outstanding again. I think offense still doesn't look great. I think they look good, but not great. I still don't think they get in a full-out rhythm like you would expect. I think defense gets some turnovers, gives them some short fields, 51-3.
Guys, I have 56-10. OU allows double-digit points, but late. I think OU is going to get up early. I think they're going to get a special teams touchdown, and I think they get a defensive touchdown tonight as well. So there you have it. Sooner fans, drop your comments in the section of this video down below. Drop it. Who do you have in these national games? Who is your Sooner standout on offense, defense, and special teams? And who do you have score-wise? What do you have score-wise for this game? Check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. Make sure you're subscribed to the content. Catch us before the game on a pregame live and catch us immediately following the game as we break down the Sooner game versus Houston. We'll see you later.